You're listening to The Rich Life Revolution with me, Michelle Cooper. My mission is to empower you to step into your next level of wealthy. You'll hear all the deets, a little bit of inspiration, and real life takeaways so that you can create your own rich life revolution. Let's dig in. Welcome to the Rich Life Revolution. I'm your host, Michelle, and today we're talking all about standards. So a little while ago, one of my friends, Jill Staten from Screw the 9 to 5 and Millionaire Girls Club, put out a little audio course all about raising your standards. And I'm a bit of a fangirl of Jill's work, and I was feeling like my standards they're not totally there right now. Like there's some places where I feel like my standards have dropped. And so I decided to jump in to Jill's standards workshop audio series. Along the way, I made some notes. And as always, I love to share the things that I'm doing. So in the show notes, I will include the link to Jill Standards audio series if you are wanting to go deeper on this. And yeah, it's totally worth it. I can't wait to share with you how this changed some of my perspective and then the reality of what happened in my world, and happened pretty quickly, to be honest. So the first thing I think I'd say about standards is that what I have found is when you truly commit to raising your standards, absolutely everything changes. So you can say, I'm going to raise my standards in regards to my friendships, or my relationships, or something like that. But it changes everything in all aspects of your life. And all of a sudden, it's like a waterfall effect, right? All of a sudden, all these other things are changing as well. It really is the realignment of everything in my life when I do this work. And I do it every so often. Like it's not like, I go in and I do this kind of work every 3 months or something. It's like when I start to notice that I'm in frustration, because my frustration is that energy is my not self in human design. It shows me that I'm out of alignment. So if I find myself experiencing a lot of frustration, I know that I'm tolerating things that I don't want to tolerate. And that has everything to do with our standards. So for me, I was feeling a little bit like I had some low-key anxiety, right? Kind of worrying things that were going on. I was feeling kind of like the push energy, which also tells me I'm just not in alignment. I am not in alignment with source, with the universe, with my human design. So no one's forcing me to settle, right? I am tolerating what I am experiencing in my life right now. I am responsible. So this isn't about victim blaming or shaming or anything. It's about taking radical responsibility for what we accept, what we tolerate, what we settle for in life. A great question that Jill asked is, what is something in your life right now that feels like it's draining you? And for me, people arguing in my world is draining me. I don't like that energy. I'm seeing it around me. I don't know if it's like a astrological thing or something, but there's a lot of arguing. I also am seeing my tolerance level for less than what I feel is acceptable allows other people to do less than what they should be doing. So again, my standard, right? Now, I also feel that in my world, I have some friends who aren't showing up the way I want my friends to show up. So I'm initiating all the conversation. I'm initiating, hey, let's get together. Hey, let's go on a trip. Hey, let's do this or that. And no one is like, hey, Michelle, do you want to come and do this thing? Or hey, Michelle, do you want to plan a trip? Or do you want to go to this thing? Or hey, Michelle, how are you? Right? I'm finding that there's a lot of initiation on my side, and friendships are reciprocal, right? And that's an important thing for me, that any relationship that I'm in is reciprocal. And then what we can do is ask ourselves, why am I allowing this? Why do I tolerate this? Because by tolerating this, I'm sending a signal to the universe that this is okay. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this kind of friendship. I'm okay with people in my business maybe not doing their job to their fullest capability. I'm okay with people arguing around me a lot. And in fact, I'm not okay with any of that. But if I'm allowing it, I'm sending that energy, that signal out that says that I am. So I want to invite you to think about this and take these questions. This is like an interactive session here. Pause it. The 2 questions were, what is something in my life right now that feels like it's draining to me? And the second one was, why am I allowing this? Because we do allow it, right? And just think about that. Think about that, what that means for you, how that's showing up, how you're showing up, and how that's affecting your situation. What signal are you sending to the universe? So there's a piece here that I want to speak to that I think is super important, because part of setting standards is setting your identity, right? It's understanding your identity. And your identity sets the standard for everything in your life. What does your identity mean? It means how you see yourself, because how you see yourself directly affects what you manifest in your life, right? If you see yourself as lazy, you're going to show up as lazy, right? If you see yourself as a high achiever, you're going to achieve a lot of things. Your identity is directly linked to what you manifest. A common sentence that I hear from people in my life, whether that's clients, friends, whatever, it doesn't matter. They'll say, I'm trying to do this, or I'm working on this. Now, this is a problem, because if you're saying that, you're putting those words out there in the universe, trying, I'm working on it, that comes from a place of not having it, right? So if you're saying, I'm trying to make money, you're trying to make money because you don't have it. So that's coming from a place of lack. And in that, you're playing to not lose instead of playing to win. So let's scratch, I'm trying to, or I'm working on. Let's scratch that from our vocabulary, right? We don't want that lack language in our vocabulary, and say, I am. I am is one of the most, if not the most powerful sentences. Whatever follows I am is absolutely true. I promise you this. You may be going, this seems like crazy woo-woo shit, Michelle. I don't know, but it does. So scratch the trying, scratch the working on, all of that. We're not using that language anymore. We're saying I am. I am doing, I am being, I am having, I am whatever. Now, you might be sitting there listening to this and going, well, what are the signs? How do I know if it's time to raise my standards, right? For me, I know it's time to raise my standards, like I said, when I'm feeling frustrated, when I'm feeling stuck, when I'm feeling like I'm tolerating less than what is appropriate. Other signs for me are sometimes like when I say yes, when I want to scream no. Oh my God. That is a time where I know my standards need to shift the hell up. If I find myself saying, I don't like this, but I'm still doing whatever this is, that's a time to raise my standards, right? I'm tolerating something that is less than what I truly desire. Because you don't get what you wish for. You get what you are available for. So, mic drop. I'm going to repeat that for you. You do not get what you wish for. You get what you are available for. So it's really important to ask, what am I available for? And consider, where have I been settling? What are my current standards? What are the dynamics in these relationships and in my life that are running, right? Like, where is this all coming from? And from this, we get to explore what we truly desire. I know for me, there's lots that I've been settling for. I've been settling for friendships that are less than what I truly desire. I've been settling for standards from my team that are less than what I know they are capable of. I've been settling for feedback that it's my fault or that I am somehow deficient in something when that is simply not true. I've been settling for putting myself last on payroll, making sure everybody else is taken care of, all of my team, all of my kids, my family, all that stuff, and then I'll take the scraps, basically. And I haven't been like that before. Like, I've been like that before, but then I fixed that. But now I find myself back there, right? And this leads to problems. I've been settling for having debt that I didn't have before, partly because I'm making sure everybody else is taken care of before I am taking care of myself. And I'm settling for being nice over speaking my truth. I have been settling for paying for things for people because I feel like I should. Like it's somehow my obligation to pick up the tab, right? And I've been settling for being in a body that is a bit heavier than I truly desire. I've been settling for certain family members treating me a certain way, and that's not enjoyable. Oh my God, this is such a huge one. I've been settling for having a fuzzy brain because in my mind, I hear this voice that says, that's just how it gets. That's just how it goes when you get old, Michelle. Right? Or that's just what happens when you're in menopause. Or, I just hear this. Well, that's just how it is. I don't agree. It is not. So why am I doing that? Because all in all, this is costing me something. This is chipping away at my self-esteem. It's chipping away at my self-belief and my self-trust. It's costing me money. It's costing me profit in my business. It's costing me the growth in my business. It's costing me my personal wealth accumulation, right? It's making me feel like I'm doing something wrong or that I don't know how to fix something when I do. It's making me feel like I have to carry the load for everyone around me when I don't. It makes me feel like I'm the last person on the priority list. This is what it's costing me. It's costing me my happiness. It's leading to worry and anxiety, which I know for me is hugely detrimental to my well-being, right? To my health. It's costing me my confidence. And it's making me feel like maybe people that I thought were my friends aren't, right? So I want you to consider, what is it costing you? Are the standards that you have below what you truly desire? And then that is affecting, because I promise you it is, your lived experience. So I'm going to pause there and I want to invite you to go do this work, right? I'm going to come back in 2 weeks and we're going to continue the conversation around standards. And that means that you have like 2 weeks to really consider this, meditate on it, journal on it, think about it, listen to this a few times, listen to what I had to say about it. Maybe something in there resonates with you too. Of course, reach out to me on all the socials at Michelle B. Cooper if you want to chat about this. And this is work we do in our mastermind as well, in the Rich Life Revolution Mastermind. So if you are wanting to step into your version of your rich life and you want to do that in a community of incredibly inspiring and motivational women, then you want to be in the mastermind. You can find all the details on our website, richliferevolution.com. Have an amazing day and we'll see you next week. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you got at least one gold nugget today. Be sure to grab your copy of the Rich Life Revolution workbook to help you set the foundation for your next level of wealthy. Get it now at richliferevolution.ca, and I'll see you later.